What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Friday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt. This podcast being brought to you by omahasteaks.com/juice, the customized URL. You're going to go there to get your subscription to omahasteaks.com, omahasteaks.com/juice. That will get you 10% off your first purchase and free burgers for life at omahasteaks.com/juice. 100% money back satisfaction guarantee at omahasteaks.com/juice. All right, 1-3 day yesterday. Fun day though. Tough, but fun because, the first half under missed by 1.5. That was annoying. The only bet really I got dead wrong was CSU. That wasn't very good. They didn't perform very well there, but we got the Samford cover. They didn't win, but they covered. They lost by 5, so they covered the 7 there on that. So that was good to get a 1-3 day, not an 0-4 day. So 4-0 into 1-3. Let's see what we do here coming up for today. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm exhausted. I did a show from a casino on the Strip, and so I'm going to give you my thoughts, but I'm not going to go really heavily in depth here tonight on the picks. You can do what you want with them. You can fade or follow them. These are bets I've made, bets I like going into tomorrow. Remember, we have Houston in the first half, -15 up against Longwood. We laid that about 3 days ago, okay? So that bet's already locked in. I got 3 more plays to give you guys coming up here for a Friday. No NBA player props. I'm not watching NBA basketball at all. I haven't seen a game in 4 days in the NBA. I'm not betting hockey right now. It's just not what I'm watching. So I'm going to be focused on college basketball for sure. And man, these in-game, you need to be in-game betting. If you're not in-game wagering, you've got to, okay? You just have to. There's too many great opportunities, too many big numbers to take. Taking Sanford +14. I laid BYU -3. I lost that one, but there's just the volatility in these games. It's incredible. So get those apps ready, line them up, get them ready, and fire away on your bets because in-game, even if you're betting pre, you got in-game opportunities, right, to kind of come in. Good so far on the futures. North Carolina, Creighton, Arizona, all win. We have Marquette coming up here today. More on that here in a second. We've got Tennessee. They won too. They killed. They won going away. That was good. Iowa State, they won. So they won going away, which was good. So we've got one more here today, right? From a future perspective, I'm blanking on the last future that we've got flying around there. Creighton, Marquette, Iowa State, Tennessee. It's late. I'm tired. There's two other future bets I'm forgetting, but we're so far so good. They're all alive, which is a good thing. Before I get to the picks for today, let me tell you guys about the opportunity to win a lifetime subscription to BettingPros in the BettingPros app. The contest will take place in the new NCAA tournament group in the BettingPros app. An exclusive leaderboard is set up to track performance and showcase the bets being placed. In addition to the bragging rights, the top 5 users in the ROI on the leaderboard, return on investment, will win prizes. First place is a lifetime premium subscription to BettingPros and Fantasy Pros. Second place through 5th place is a 1-year premium subscription to BettingPros and Fantasy Pros. To enter, very easy. Download the BettingPros app. Go to bettingpros.com/app to get it. Go to bettingpros.com/NCAA. Click on the button to join the group. Either log your NCAA bets in the app or sync it with your bets to use the app. Either approach for you tracking your bets will count. Submit a minimum of 10 bets during the tournament for the NCAA tournament to enter and be qualified. Monitor the leaderboard, see how you're performing up against the rest of the group in the tournament. To recap, download the Betting Pros app and visit bettingpros.com/NCAA to join the group and to make your picks. Okay, so I may sound a little different. I got a different light. I only have one light. A ton of the equipment is all down at Resorts World. We're back there tomorrow doing another live show. So I apologize if I sound or I look a little bit different today. We'll go back to the normal thing here in just 1 second. All right, I mentioned the Marquette future. They've got Grand Canyon at +5.5. Oh, boy. Okay. So Marquette is a really good team. But even if Tyler Kolek plays, we don't really know what Tyler Kolek's going to look like. Okay, he hasn't played in a while. abdomen injury. Like, I don't know. I made the joke that I thought they lied to the committee that he was going to play due to getting a better seed. This is, according to KenPom, a 6-point win for. I'm sorry. I'm confusing my games. Sorry. Hold on. Let's go to Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon St. Mary's, not Grand Canyon Marquette. Sorry. Grand Canyon St. Mary's. Told you, it's very late. I'm very tired. Grand Canyon plus 5.5 against St. Mary's. Okay. So here's the thing with Grand Canyon. They are extremely experienced. They've been in the tournament 3 or 4 years. I've watched them play here in Vegas a couple of times. They're a ball of fun. They're experienced. They are good. They are long, and they can run, and they can score with anybody. This is going to be one of those games where if St. Mary's is not 100% locked in, and not that they would take it easily, but this is a 4-point win according to KenPom. The number is plus 5.5. Grand Canyon has won a ton of basketball games this year. They're 29-4. The 4 losses were to South Carolina, Seattle, Tarleton State, and Abilene Christian, all on the road. One semi-home, I guess, neutral site with South Carolina. But 3 losses since the turn of the year have all been on the road. They've won every other home game. They've won every neutral site game. Now, you might say, Matt, their schedule strength is not that great, but frankly, they just know how to win. And teams that get to the dance just know how to win are a pain in the neck. They're going to be up in your business. They're going to be forcing you to play their tempo. Now, that normally is St. Mary's bag, okay? St. Mary's normally is the one that's going to force you to play their tempo. But Grand Canyon defensively, effective field goal percentage, 9th. St. Mary's, 3rd. 2 heavy defensive-oriented teams. On offense, Grand Canyon is 60th in efficiency offensively and 102nd in field goal percentage. For St. Mary's, they're 42nd in efficiency and 66th in effective field goal percentage. St. Mary's does not hit their free throws. 67.4%. We saw Drake last night. Drake lost that game. That was the game I was thinking of. Drake lost that game because they went, I think it was 5 for 14 from the foul line in the second half or in the game. That's pathetic. Like, you can't do that. You can't leave that many points on the board. I mean, you can miss 2 or 3, but you can't miss like that many free throws. That's just absolutely unacceptable for Drake. And St. Mary's doesn't hit their free throws. Grand Canyon does. 75% shooting. Grand Canyon gets 48.4% of their points inside the arc and just 26.9% of their points outside the arc. St. Mary's gets 31% of their points outside the arc, and they shoot 35% from 3. That's 93rd best in college basketball. Grand Canyon doesn't shoot a ton of threes, but they get to the rim a lot. 52%, more than 52% shooting inside the arc. 95th. St. Mary's is hard to score on. I'm not debating that, but I really like Grand Canyon's opportunity here to keep this game close. I think the under is very much in play in this game in terms of how it's going to be slowed down. I think you're going to see Grand Canyon push tempo. I think this game comes down to a last-second possession, and I think this is a tough matchup here. This is a tough matchup. If GCU can force tempo and make St. Mary's play their tempo, they can win this game outright. It's going to be really fun to watch this. I'm going to take the 5.5 points. I like Grand Canyon plus 5.5 here up against a St. Mary's team that, look, yes, they lost the Mountain West Conference, they won the Mountain West Conference title by beating Gonzaga, shocking everybody. Was that their Super Bowl? Like, here's the tournament. Grand Canyon, I'm not saying they're overlooking them, but they might be kind of overlooking them. Grand Canyon plus 5.5 for 1.1 units. Bet number 2, Western Kentucky. This is the Marquette play, okay? So Marquette, if Tyler Kolek plays, what do they look like? I think he has to get himself back into this. And this is a 14-point win according to KenPom. Number's 14.5. It was 15, now it's 14.5. Western Kentucky, I had head coach Steve Lutz of Western Kentucky on my other show, The Bostonian versus the Book. I've known Coach Lutz for a long time. He told us that they want to shoot the basketball within 12 seconds of the shot clock. Okay? Tempo-wise, They are the number one fastest tempo team in college basketball. They have the fourth fastest average possession time in college basketball. They do not want to wait. They want to run, okay? Telling you right now, here's the thing with this game, and here's the thing that I think we have to take a long, hard look at for this game. The total for this game, and Marquette's going to have to want to run this, is 158.5. Does Marquette want to run? That's a large, large question. They may be forced into it. They may have no choice but to have to run. But Western Kentucky was only 9-10 to the over this year on the road. 7-11 for Marquette. 158.5 seems high. Just don't think we can jump in on this number and feel confident with it just because I think Marquette might try to play defense and keep the game low. But if we go under, if we're going a slower tempo, that means Marquette's not going to kill Western Kentucky. So if I lean towards the under in the game and go, all right, I think Marquette's going to take the air out of the ball and not let anyone run and not try to allow the tempo to be established by Grand Canyon, if I think that, it's dog and under. It's a correlated play. It's dog and under. And I think that's kind of what we have to take a look at here for Western Kentucky and go, all right, if we think the game, which opened at 159, has been bet down to 157.5, and we actually 157 at circa, underplay big time. Why? Marquette's going to take the air out of the ball. Well, if Marquette takes the air out of the ball, I like the plus 14.5. I'm taking plus 14.5. We just saw it with Samford. Too many points. If Marquette's going to play slow, which people are projecting them to play slow and play defense and not get into a track meet with Western Kentucky, okay, we're going plus 14.5. The game goes over, frankly. Plus 14.5 is probably good. Either or. 14.5 is a lot of points. Marquette wins, but I'll take Western Kentucky at plus 14.5 here. It's a 14-point win according to Ken Palm, so we get a half a point there. And again, I think Marquette, without Tyler Kolek being 100% and him being, how many minutes will he wind up playing? He's questionable. Probable is what he's been upgraded to. He's probably going to play. Well, can he drive in and get hit on that oblique? You comfortable, backing a guy who may or may not be able to take a punch, a hit, a check to the midsection? Western Kentucky is 12-7 this year, ATS on the road. They've covered 4 straight games, and they're 7-3 over their last 10. For Marquette, they went 9-8-1 ATS on the road, but Marquette, without Tyler Kolek, they've been okay. Decent 3-3 ATS without Tyler Kolek. Let's see what he looks like and what Marquette looks like. I'll take the 14.5 points. Western Kentucky plus 14.5 for 1.1 units. And finally, this number is off market. This is at FanDuel. Texas A&M is plus 1.5 against Nebraska. Everybody else is at pick or -1 for the Huskers. They went first. They went ahead of the move here overnight, which is really pretty stunning. Nebraska, 1.5 pick at Caesars. FanDuel, plus 1.5 for Texas A&M. Did you know that Nebraska is 0-7 all time in the NCAA tournament? Nebraska has never won a tournament game. Everyone's going to talk about the shooting. Everyone's going to be all in love here. Nebraska was 5-9 straight up away from home this year. 5-9. Nebraska was horrific in the Big Ten on the road. They beat on the road. They beat Indiana. But other than that, Northwestern loss, Illinois loss, Maryland loss, Rutgers loss, Iowa loss, Wisconsin loss. They just didn't play well away from home. And I don't think you can, them as favorites. Plus 1.5. I mean, this is off market. Everyone has Nebraska -1. FanDuel's at plus 1.5. I'll take the extra half a point here at plus 1.5. It's a 1-point win for Nebraska, according to Ken Palm, which the number is now Nebraska -1 most places, but at Texas A&M plus 1.5, I think it's a better opportunity here. A&M was 16-18 ATS overall, but 11-8 away from home this year ATS. Nebraska was 15-4 ATS at home, but 6-8 when they were away from home ATS. And yes, they've covered 7 of the last 10 games. including the neutral site game against Indiana, where they won by 27, but then they lost as 4-point dogs to Illinois, lost by 11. I just think A&M in the SEC with Buzz playing hard. Great coaching matchup. Buzz versus Fred is a phenomenal coaching matchup, but I'm going to take the plus 1.5. Texas A&M plus 1.5 for 1.1 units until Nebraska shows they can win a tournament game. I'm not backing them to win a tournament game. All right. 3 bets or 4 bets. Houston minus 15 in the first half, 1.1 units. Texas A&M plus 1.5, 1.1 units. Western Kentucky plus 14.5, 1.1 units. And Grand Canyon plus 5.5 for 1.1 units. Like I mentioned on the podcast yesterday, not laying points. Just not laying points in the tournament. I'm looking for dogs. I'm looking for dogs to bet on. Maybe it's a stupid move. Maybe all favorites are going to hit again today because favorites were pretty profitable today, but I'm taking dogs. I think dogs are going to be barking, and I think it's going to be difficult for anyone laying points consistently in this tournament to make any money. All right. My name's Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning. Daily Juice Podcast, always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.